Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Saturday Night Nerds live stream and podcast. This is episode 5 of season 3, and we got a great show for you tonight. A little bit shorter than usual, but we got a birthday celebration going on, so we're going to try to have a little fun with you guys. And we got a Guardians of the Galaxy review for you guys coming up, and then we'll just go over a little bit of SNN's history leading up to the birthday, and then we'll cut you guys loose early. So without further ado, let's get into the theme song.
Is the best thing what? Exactly.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, everybody. This is Saturday Night Nerds live stream and podcast, episode 5. I got my guys with me today. So we got Emperor Will and Slushhead Tommy, and my dude Cameron is in the house tonight. What's good, guys?
Good fellas.
What's good, man?
Shoot, I'm just glad to be here, man. 3 years in the game.
Happy birthday,
crazy.
man. Happy birthday to SNN. It's good to be here on this birthday celebration, man.
Absolutely, yeah. And also happy Free Comic Day too. It's a national
Free Comic Day,
national holiday for sure.
This whole week. I mean, we had May the 4th, and now Revenge of the 5th. And now we got Free Comic Book Day. It's the week of nerdom. It really feels like,
It definitely is for sure. Not to mention, like, it's also like what the anniversary, like 11 years since the Avengers came out too, May 4th.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, man, the first week of May is always the jump off.
Oh yeah, just wait until we get into June. That'll be just its own thing. But still, I don't
know whose idea it was to make June as crazy as it's going to be in 2023. But my God,
I mean, all the studios just getting in their 2 cents with their movies. But I mean, it is what it is.
Absolutely. And we got some birthday wishes as well. So shout out to Kelvin, aka Black Mac, over at DFPN. Those are guys at That Feeling Podcast Network, where you can catch this stream live on their YouTube channel or ours. And any of our bonus content goes straight to the DFPN Patreon. So everybody that supported the network and supported the series, thank y'all. We just joined them like a year ago.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, so it's been about a year and some change since we've been on DFPN, and the really good people's over there. You got the Smoke Pit, No Gimmicks, and the Patio, Real Food. So shout out to the whole network. Those are our folks.
Also, a quick shout out to the ladies of SNN who had just had their first podcast, the Queens of Nerdom. Jennifer Johnson.
Rock on, man.
I watched most of it and commented through.
They did their thing, man.
They did a fairly good job. They stayed on point, talked about their favorite X-Men heroes, especially the ladies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear more from them.
The Queens. And speaking of one of the queens, Taylor has arrived. Queens of Nerdom.
We'll have to get Taylor on video with us, on SNN one day.
Absolutely. It's the Quan.
The
Quan.
The Quan. That's what we're gonna call it from here on out. Shout out to Jeff. He's producing in the back, keeping an eye on the comment section, making sure ain't no ratchet going on, and because Jerry Springer passed, so we got to have a new Jerry. So
wait, what?
Yeah,
you didn't hear about that, Will?
Yeah, Jeff is the new.
He passed. He died at 79, wasn't he?
Oh,
yeah.
We're losing everybody.
Losing everybody. I'm gonna start calling Jeff Springer. Jeffrey.
Well, why don't we get started? The biggest thing, of course, is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We've all seen it already, and one of the best Marvel movies, and in my opinion, the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Danny may disagree with you. He thinks it's the best. He thinks 2 is the best out of the trilogy.
Really?
But I'm on the same page as you though. I think part 3 was incredible.
Yeah, I discussed it with Cameron earlier too. Like I think we had the similar ranking with 3, 2, 1 kind of being the.
I ranked it 3, 1, and 2 as at the bottom. I thought that you
got 2 on there. Okay. Oh man, no. It was just something about 2. I think the father bonding thing in 2 is what sets it up for me, and I think that's why it's number 2 for me.
Yeah, they put a different spin on Ego with live action. I should stop saying they. It was James Gunn's fault, so blame them for everything. So.
I mean, and for James Gunn's swan song before like he makes the jump from Marvel to DC, like he did a freaking fantastic job. Everything. I didn't really have any complaints or like see any issues with like for this new one.
Yeah, I feel like he's planning on stealing that entire cast and just shoving them into DC. A lot of people believe so, but it's just like.
Well, I think I've read and like heard that he's had conversations with some of the cast about them going over to DC. At least with Chris and
guys, technical difficulties.
Oh, it's all good.
And you're still here.
Sir.
There we go.
The Emperor is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, sir.
He got the Pirate King hat on. He ready to go, man. Look at him.
One of my probably my favorites as just scene from the movie was near in the final act, in the third act of the movie, just when they're all in the hallway just fighting the creatures. That was just beautiful. One continuous one shot with them going at it and just like helping each other. It was just pure cinema beauty.
Yeah, that Beastie Boys was the perfect fight music for them. It was just like
Beastie Boys. You cannot go wrong with Beastie Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Drax just opens the door and immediately everyone gets the wailing on.
Oh hell yes!
High Evolutionary's henchmen. I felt bad for them. It was I've never even seen Star-Lord fight like that. He's just like running and gunning all the time. And
yeah.
He had to put the hands on a couple people too. I was like.
And we saw him with Groot earlier when they were like just like taking shots like in his ship before. So yeah.
Absolutely, man. Groot. Oh, don't get me started on Groot, man. The way that he grew up on us.
Swole Groot.
Kaiju Groot. That's where it's at. Kaiju Groot was the best.
Yeah.
Oh God, Kaiju. Oh man, he just scared the shit out of those kids. Oh my God.
It was just. I thought that was funny. They were like, "Don't go, Kaiju," and you got Star-Lord telling him not to do it, and he just
he's just like,
no.
That was the best part.
Right. He's like fresh out the comic book with that, man.
Right, and when what he looked like at the end, like it was like very similar to like what Alpha Groot, like or at least close to it. Like he looked like he was already a beast before in this movie, but by the end of it, he was just like a giant beast.
He was going crazy this movie. So many Groot abilities were shown off in this film.
No, I think this is the most we've seen Groot like be just like adaptable and also he wasn't like they made him like childlike and like a little bit like not as smart, but I didn't see that with this either in this movie.
He's terrifying when he's at his normal self.
Hell yes.
Like James Gunn had to nerf him for sure for this movie. Like we'll let you go crazy, but not comic book Groot crazy. Like it's gonna be hard to explain this because he'll just be tearing Earth apart or counter Earth apart.
Oh man.
Yeah, Groot's pretty powerful, man, in the comics.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he ain't no Swamp Thing or what's the other one from DC?
Man Thing or Man Thing for Marvel,
yeah,
and Swamp Thing is DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now those dudes are on a different level.
Yes.
I think Swamp Thing just got a power boost too, didn't he?
Oh my god, he don't need a power boost, bro.
He
really
nasty,
doesn't.
but I seen something on the Facebook feed saying Swamp Thing just got another. What?
Man, this dude
What?
does not need another power boost.
DC, chill, man.
He's like he exists in pretty much every universe, man. He's like multiversal, omniversal type being, like, man. Like anywhere that there's plant life, he exists.
I was singing Beastie Boys one. Yes.
Man.
Absolutely.
Not go wrong with Beastie Boys. What was your guys' favorite like song that was played throughout the movie, if you could remember it?
I like the acoustic version of Creep at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it set the tone for the entire movie. I think that having Rocket sing Creep alone to himself, and then like you see him passing by everybody and how everybody's coping with what's just happened with them losing Gamora and the events of Endgame and everything. So
right.
I think that it set the tone perfectly for how the whole movie was going to go.
Definitely.
And especially the flashback scenes that we see with Rocket, and we see how terribly the High Evolutionary
that was heartbreaking.
Affected him, like everything that he did to her.
It really was.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My favorite song, it would have to be a tie between the Beastie Boys song and that fight sequence, or Rainbow, Since You've Been Gone. I really like I love when they put that in the second trailer, and every time I would just watch it, I would just sing along with it. So that was just freaking awesome.
Yeah, they snuck that into the scene too, where all the Rocket and his friends are just playing with each other. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, and I love the way that they integrated the music into the movie. It was always them playing it from like the devices that they had. It was always them turning up the music, and we hear like the volume change, and we hear the transition from the song to them trying to speak, and the music kind of dulling down and then going back whenever the action came back. So it was just really cool how they meshed that in, and that it wasn't just like they made the music important to the story as opposed to it just being secondary and it just being, just the soundtrack. It is important because that's what the High Evolutionary was talking about with Rocket, was that music was, there. It was created from just random sounds, and it's just something that is innovative because they can create something so beautiful out of something that's just at random, and that's kind of like I like that the music was always there, and it's been present in all the movies. So to see it be integrated the way that it was in this movie, I think that's
music definitely has a bigger piece, important piece in this movie than I feel like in the others. And music just is beautifully written, like depending on what it is, and music can tell a story, and like you take the music away, it has less of an effect. With this, it just helped it create a better just heart feeling, just whatever you were feeling, just definitely a greater sense of like what was going on in the movie.
Yeah, shout out to Mac, aka your boy. He is in the comment section as well with Kelvin. Shout out to everybody at DFPN. Thanks for coming out and celebrating the birthday with us. We are a good ways into reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And we didn't ask Will what was his favorite song.
Or you.
Oh,
let's see.
Yeah, or you. Can I be honest though?
Shoot.
Yeah.
I don't even think I heard a song playing. I was high.
Really?
He was off his mind, man.
Oh my gosh! But you do remember the movie at least, right?
I remember the movie.
Oh my God. Okay, I was gonna say, if that's the case, then what are you doing here? What's the point?
But I don't remember any songs. Let me think.
Oh my gosh! Well, if anything,
I would have to agree with what Cameron said.
All right, well, if anything, you should at least like listen or buy the soundtrack, the album that they have on iTunes or if anywhere in store, and just see what you like. Okay. Deontay, what was your favorite?
Yeah, I got a number of favorites. It's funny because James Gunn, that's his signature, is putting music in all his movies and kind of letting it carry the story a little bit. But he uses the music supervisor Dave Jordan, and Dave Jordan is just like the Marvel music supervisor. All the Marvel movies, he's the guy that grabs the song that the directors want and places it in each scene of the movie. So the fact that he made Dave Jordan work that hard was just like, man, James Gunn was trying to send this off the right way. Like he made this movie essentially a party, and he's got he even played Redbone, which is my favorite.
That was too. I really enjoyed when he played that.
Yeah, the perfect send off for the last song of the movie. I was like, really?
Because it felt like a party by the end of it. It's like, I don't want this to stop. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I was getting ready to sing out loud with some of these songs and clapping as well. I was like, why is the audience so fucking dead? Help me out.
I was wondering, yeah, when we saw with Comically Inclined with Blake and Danny, shout out to them, by the way. Love you guys. Because when we saw with them, like, the theater was packed, but still, like, it wasn't like oohing and ahhing, like cheers, like nothing, like really.
I feel you, Danny. I feel you on that.
Didn't really connect with Damn. Come on, Danny.
Yeah, at least me and Danny were awake, man.
True. And Blake, he was out for like at least a good 7-8 minutes for a bit.
Yeah. Me and Cam kind of gave him some shit for that.
Oh Lord, I just looked over like, oh my God, what is going on? He's just like, Will. You did fall asleep during Super Mario Brothers, Will.
I was high, man.
And Shazam
I was
all
high.
right, bro, man.
You be passed out on sativa, man. How you passed out on sativa?
I don't know. Apparently, weed makes Will sleepy and just incoherent with music.
Man, I should be the one passing out. I got the sleeping disorder.
Oh God.
Look, I got insomnia, and that really relaxed me.
We are.
Yeah, that soundtrack was incredible, though. Like that, at the very least, that should have kept most of us awake, because I was about to stand up and.
Absolutely. If I could have danced with them, just like on Nowhere, just like
I might remember the music if I listened to it again or watched it again. But like, okay, so I'll give y'all a couple of tips and pointers. Don't ever go to the theaters and watch anything about space or the galaxy. Highest, man.
Well, yeah, you probably see just everything.
Don't do that. Everything was so vibrant, and I was like,
I mean, look, it's already vibrant enough, but just like if you go high,
Deontay was looking over there and be like,
is he okay?
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, because there was this one scene, I forget which scene it was, but I was tripping my butt off, man. They were like just zooming through space, and I'm like,
oh man.
You're like, oh, pretty colors.
Oh Lord, that might have been either when they were escaping the Orgo Corp or Counter Earth, I think. And I actually do like the new ship that they have, the Bowie. It's a really, I didn't know what to think, because we first saw it in the holiday special, and I was like, wait, where's the Milano? Like, but still, like, it's a really cool looking ship. Like, it looks like it's got a lot of space. Yeah. And I also was kind of hoping that they would let us know, like, what happened to the Milano, because they had it in Love and Thunder, but we just never saw it after that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I'll guess for the next question, what character stood out to you guys the most?
Rocket.
Besides Rocket, Nebula.
Man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nebula went crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I think I might have a thing for Nebula.
Get in line, brother. I've got a thing for both Nebula and Karen Gillan. She's amazing and fun.
Karen.
All right, man. We might have to box.
You can have Gamora. You can have Ravager.
I don't want Gamora. I don't want her.
She was so damn mean, this movie.
No,
it was a little harsh, man.
Yeah, I was like, God.
I don't like that anymore.
I mean, obviously,
Mantis, yes.
Mantis was pretty cool in the movie.
Mantis went
was
off.
really good. We got to see her fight a little bit more, and like,
You know what?
when she went up against like the Orgo like security, she was pretty boss. Like going from person to
You can
person.
have Nebula. I'll take Mantis.
There you go. You can have antenna girl.
They had a compromise. There
we go.
I'm gonna pull them antennas.
But
I mean, sorry.
Rocket was obviously the heart of the show, and even Lila said, "This has been your journey. Like this has been your journey from the beginning," and she's kind of right. It really has been.
Absolutely.
But Nebula, I really like Nebula in this one a lot because whenever Peter wasn't on the scene or on the ship, it felt like she was leading everyone basically, and Karen also got to be a little bit more funnier because she's really funny, like in person, like and on Doctor Who, and probably some of my favorite funny scenes for her were when Peter was trying to drive a car which he did not know, and she's like, "Want me to drive? I'll drive." And when Gamora says that you should be with her, he's like, "Don't get me involved." Like she's like, "Do not look at me like that."
He thought about it for a whole minute.
Really did.
Like, man, he has some images in his head, bro. He went full freak.
He was about to get it too.
Yeah, he was just
slapped the head. Pow!
Pow.
Exactly. Okay, Danny gets that part of it right. Thomas, who stood out to you in the movie most?
I really liked Warlock. I thought that Warlock, because going into the movie, I didn't have very many expectations for Warlock because, we've seen what the actor's done before with the comedic roles, and I didn't know how he was going to approach Warlock, if he was going to be serious or if he was going to be more like, a pacifist, not wanting to fight. And I love the way that the movie begins with him just tackling Rocket right through the buildings,
right?
And that's how we get first introduced to like the movie is just right away as Warlock,
right?
And I like that they did that, and I like that he's not the main villain, and I like that he gets a little bit of like redemption by the end. And he understands that he can have a second chance and that he doesn't need to be.
Drax tells him like everyone deserves a second chance, and that's what he's been given. But yeah, and I like Will Poulter, the actor who plays Adam Warlock. First movie I saw him in was We Are the Millers, and he was really funny in that. And he was also in the Maze Runner movies, where it's like, okay, he's a little bit of a stud, and also he's British too. Because if you watch We Are the Millers, you would never think he's British. I swear, half the actors in this industry are either British or Australian.
Yeah, Will Poulter, he showed up in that Black Mirror spinoff too. That was my first time ever seeing him.
Right. But no, I liked him as Warlock too. Hopefully, hopefully he's got a future. I mean, I can see him playing Adam Warlock for sure from here.
Yeah, because High Evolutionary made a statement about like building him based on somebody else's likeness. So I don't know if there's going to be two Warlocks or something's going to happen to the current one we have, and then we meet the real Warlock.
Right. So and even Thomas mentioned Thomas mentioned earlier to me that when even though he was like birthed earlier, like, and he should have been, there's something else wrong with him, and like, oh damn, High Evolutionary did say that.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what? Go into detail with this information, Mr. Evolutionary.
Well, how it was explained to me about Warlock's first appearance in the comic books is that he's actually childish when he first appears, because he doesn't like he's just born from that cocoon.
Right.
So
he looks like a grown man, but he's got the mind of
so that's what I kind of like about the way that they did it in this movie, was that he kind of is a little simpler with how he thinks and how he feels about things, and I like that he has that, like, I don't know if it's sympathy, but that like want to like have like the companionship of like the small friend, and that's why he has the little alien with him, and that's why he's attached to the alien, So I like that aspect of him.
And it also shows that he values life more, even though he just ripped off a war pig's like head off. He does value life.
he tried to interrogate somebody and he melts them from top to bottom. It's just like
that was a good one.
Would you like me to show him something else? What would you want me to do?
It was like, what can you show? And you blew his face off, man. Come
exactly.
on, bro.
Jesus. Oh my gosh. D, who stood out to you most in this movie?
For me, let's see, I would say a tie between Nebula and well, I'll probably go the villain route and say High Evolutionary because he had some lines in this movie that were so slick, and it's just like
he's a good villain.
Chukwudi Iwuji did a really good job playing the High Evolutionary for sure. Like,
what's his name?
Chukwudi Iwuji. It's a little bit hard to pronounce. He was also on Peacemaker last year.
For some reason, when he played villain roles, he's really good at it. Like he mostly played villains.
He was one of the butterfly villains.
He was one of the butterflies who tried to stop the others.
Oh yeah, that's right. From Peacemaker, he was kind of evil for a little bit, but he was actually he was working against the other butterflies, so that was pretty cool.
Right, but no, I mean, he was a great villain for sure. Like, he could be delicate and intricate and comforting, as well as just like just dark and just torturous and just everything. Man,
maniacal. He has Rocket sitting on his lap, just chilling. He's just like
unforgiving. Like, didn't give a damn what anyone said, even his own people, when he just like blew him up like that.
The way he's written that's how Kang should have been written. That's the type of dialogue I would expect Kang to have with other characters. Because do I look like a fool to you? I was like, man, he kind of selling Kang the Conqueror short a little bit in Ant-Man. What's up, big sis?
Well,
but
I still appreciate Jonathan Majors Kang for sure. Just
he definitely sold it with the acting. I think the writer himself kind of sold him short with the script. Like, if James would have written Kang the Conqueror's script, his words would have been a lot more harsh, like towards his opponents and all that. So High Evolutionary, like, I'm already seeing it on Twitter that people want Chukwudi to take Jonathan's place, and it's just
really
like
wow. Well, I mean, despite whatever's going on with him, I still hope, if he's clear of all of that, I still want Majors to play Kang.
Yeah.
If not, then
right,
we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
But
yes.
Oh man, and I at least thought we were gonna get like one like Guardian step, because I was for sure that Drax was gonna be dead by the end of the movie. I was honestly surprised that none of them died.
Ken Kenpachi was pretty thrown off with that. He was just like, man, at least one body.
Right, because Groot died in the first, and then Yondu died in the last. So
did Groot actually die?
Technically, yes. Because even though he was reborn as a new Groot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's his son that we seen in that movie. So it's just like, man.
Yeah.
And freaking, I was banking on Peter Quill to die, because I was just like, man, just watch, Peter's going. And then that scene, it was just like, oh, damn it, Warlock saved him.
Right.
Wow.
I don't know if you see me looking at you like, ain't no way. No way they about to bring him back.
I was about to high five Will. I was like, yes, Peter's gone.
We was getting ready to, but then I was like,
what do you have against Peter Quill?
Nothing. I just want him gone.
Oh my gosh.
We just wanted to see a body drop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I also thought it was like interesting, like as Peter was about to die is also similar to like when he, in the first movie, when he gives his helmet to Gamora, that way she can live. And in the second movie, when Yondu gives him the spacesuit so that he can live too. So kind of like a little bit of a theme of like people almost nearly or dying in the dead of space.
Absolutely.
Also, for me, I don't know, were you doing Deontay?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay, for me, it would have to be the High Evolutionary.
Yeah,
I just love this dude acting as a villain. I don't know, villains be having the coldest lines, man. And I'm telling you, they're like, their presence on screen, it's like you gotta pay attention, you know what I'm saying? Especially a good villain.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to pay attention. And then villains usually actors who get to play villains, they kind of have a little bit more fun. That depends on
they do.
Yeah, because they range from like going from maniacal to like cold hearted, just like do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Right. Get to take get some stuff off their chest and be like, you know what? I always wonder what it would be like to do this.
Right.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, as far as villains goes,
what's up?
yeah, Phase 5 has been off to a great start.
It definitely. I loved Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Guardians 3 definitely like the highlight.
And again, hopefully, Jonathan Majors. I'm praying for the dude, man. That, his name's cleared and everything, and it's not like another one of those Johnny Depp cases, man. Oh my god,
man.
Well, Johnny Depp might be getting some work again with Beetlejuice too. So
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to see him back on the big screen.
But what do you guys think of like for the future of the Guardians with this new team that we have?
Dude, you got some random girl that I've never seen before.
That is Phyla Bell.
Yeah, me and Thomas talked about it earlier. That's Phyla Bell.
Because that's I think it's supposed to be the daughter of Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel. I think that's who it's supposed to be. Yeah, the little girl. She's supposed to be Phyla Bell. So that's what it was. And like, speaking of her, there were a bunch of cameos in the movie that just popped up. Like, I mean, you had Howard the Duck pop up.
Howard the Duck.
Right.
Yondu made an appearance. I wasn't expecting Yondu to show up in the movie.
Not at all.
That definitely tugged at my heart for sure.
I wasn't ready for that. That was a really happy scene, And speaking of like the way that the movie's like tone is, they really found a way to mix that, like, you get the heart-wrenching stuff with Rocket, and then immediately after there's some comic relief to get you through to the next scene. I like the way that he found a way to balance
it out.
The joy and the sadness.
That's what Love and Thunder should have been.
Oh yeah,
right there.
Yeah, good, really good. Love and Thunder tried to do the balance right. It didn't work. The tone wasn't tonally mixed. It was totally mixed up. But this one, it got it spot on. Because learning what happened to all of his friends, that's so heart wrenching. Like, I almost cried a little. And Thomas, you're right. Phyla is the sister of Janice Vale, someone who takes up the name of Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
They didn't do a name reveal. They didn't.
They figured she was somebody important.
Yeah.
He does say her name in the post-credit scene. He calls her Phyla. But no, we have Phyla. We have Adam Warlock. We still got Kraglin. We've got Cosmo. How do y'all feel about Cosmo? I like Cosmo a lot.
Cosmo showed out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
she's a good dog. She's a very, very good dog.
That's a good dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Don't get it fucked up. Don't get it fucked up. The way that I don't even know, not the war pig, but the other machine monster crushing it in those walls.
Oh my gosh! Apparently, one of those creatures. They were voiced by Pete Davidson.
I think it might have been the one that Cosmo killed.
I think so, and I think I've heard the War Pig was voiced by Judy Greer. Who?
Wait a minute, who was Pete Davidson?
He was one of the high evolutionary experiments.
Yeah, he had basically Bebop and Rocksteady for high evolutionary.
So the pig and the
So
he was playing the other one.
I don't know what kind of creature that was.
Right. And the pink girl, the receptionist at Orgo Corp, that was Daniela Melchior, the rat catcher from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
I looked it up online. I was like, what?
What's up?
Me, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I thought somebody said something. So James Gunn snuck his wife in. His wife got a comedy role after getting shot in the leg. That was pretty cool. It's like, yeah, Gamora's not going to shoot anybody, but she will pop James Gunn's wife in the leg. But in her defense, she was an Orgo Corp employee, so fair game.
Right.
They said King Batch was in there. As what? Wait, hold on. Pause. What? I didn't know all these dudes played in there. I thought.
Oh, it's all good. I think that's
I was looking for
Kenpachi.
Pete Davidson.
Oh,
I don't see him.
Oh, Lord. But
I feel like he does have a budding relationship with James Gunn. He was already in Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I forgot which villain he played, but he was like one of the first people to die. Yeah,
yeah, he was Blackguard, the one who sold them all out to the enemy, and he just got shot in the face.
Yeah.
But you do you guys think that we'll get, not anytime soon for sure, but do you think we'll get another Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Mm-mm.
No,
at least not James. It won't be James
right.
anymore.
Like James, but still, I just mean in general from Marvel.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, or at least we might get like a Star-Lord standalone, maybe.
Yeah, because apparently the legendary Star-Lord is not done with Marvel.
He ain't done. And Chris Pratt is on board for however long.
Mm-hmm. The first thing that came to mind for with Peter Stain in the MCU was him meeting Kitty Pryde from the X-Men, because they have a relationship, and she even like joins up with the Guardians and even takes up the mantle of Star-Lord. So that just immediately came to mind. Thomas, I know you talk about like the Starjammers, about
Yeah, I would like to see them, like, if they were to reintroduce the Guardians, I would like to see them to reintroduce them in a cosmic story of some kind. And I think that it'd be cool to introduce the Starjammers alongside them, or even like do a Nova Corps, because kind of bring back the Nova Corps, because they were introduced in Guardians and all that already. So like we've seen them before, but we haven't seen Nova show up. You know, the Nova that we know from the books and all that. So like we haven't seen our Nova for Earth. So
fans have been wanting Richard Rider, like Nova, to come into the MCU, and they've been wanting Nathan Fillion or someone to play him, but
right
now Nathan does have a role.
Yeah, as a Orgo
like, security.
Yeah, and those suits were like, they were ridiculous. Like, what the hell were they thinking about that?
This must be next level advanced technology, I guess, but it didn't serve him no purpose because Drax tore right through him.
He really did. Oh man. But I would give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 a solid 9, in my opinion.
What do you guys think?
I'd say like maybe an 8.5, somewhere in there. Like, I enjoyed the movie. I had a lot of fun with it. It's just that, like, you know, it didn't quite make me like bawl my eyes out. There wasn't anything that made me like. There was a lot of cruel parts. There were a lot of really heart-wrenching parts, but it didn't make me like bawl my eyes out. I think
his friends died.
When his friends died, I got close to crying, but I just wasn't. It wasn't quite there, because I understood that, like, yeah, you knew that they weren't going to make it through. Like, you could tell right away. So I think that already took away the kind of the punch of them going. It hurt. It really made me sad, but it didn't make me cry. You know, I felt like if it got to that threshold of making me like have tears run down my face, I think that deserves a 9.5. But like with it not quite getting there with the emotional aspect, like, I mean, I feel like it could have been a lot more emotional. You know, I felt like the most emotional part was when he lost his friends, but it was more so his reaction to losing his friends, because he's just standing there and he's screaming and he's yelling and he's just standing still while it's happening, and then he goes after the High Evolutionary and then just scratches out his face.
Bradley like screaming.
And it just felt like that's how a real person would react to that. You know, it's just like you've lost everything that you cared about, and then, you know, you have to find a way to keep going, and that's what Rocket did. Was that like he had to avenge his friends.
Yeah, his will to live kicked in right there on the spot, and then he just said, "You know what? Screw it. If you guys are gonna shoot at me, I'm gonna shoot back anyway." And first time picking up a gun, he's already taken down a couple of the guards and dodging bullets and piloting a ship for his escape. It's just like Rocket went crazy.
I mean, shout out to Bradley Cooper, who did a phenomenal job like voicing Rocket this go around, and he's figuring out. He's got this character down packed and just like keep going. I want if we get more Guardians or at least more Rocket, I want them to do more Rocket with Bradley Cooper for sure.
Absolutely. Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel showed up and showed out for their voice acting performances.
And I love you guys. Oh my gosh. I was like, what? You can speak more?
His first English phrase. Well, technically I am
Well,
Groot
I am.
English, but
Right.
I am Groot, but I love you guys. Like, where the hell that come from? Like,
that's what I want.
He's like, you know what?
He learning.
He learning, man.
But is it my go or who goes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm super high right now, so I don't know how I knew it was my go because I lost track at Cameron. But for some reason, my intuition was like, maybe you should go, and I was like, it's my go, and then everybody was like, yeah. I was like, learn something every time about being high. But anyways, I think maybe same thing. Thomas said 8.5 or 8. Like, I get it. It was I get it was supposed to be sad and like tear jerking, but I never really had any of those moments. I felt really bad for him when he was like screaming out, crying for his friends that was dying around him and stuff. Man, dude, that kind of touched me, bro. But I was like, dang.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know. I would get an 8.5 and a B plus, and the main reason is because I didn't really like Adam Warlock in this movie. The actor that played him is cool. It's just the way they portrayed him in this movie. I didn't like it. I thought, like, from the previews, I thought he was gonna be this big bad villain, this overarching villain, you know what I'm saying? Like Adam Warlock in the comic books, this dude is really powerful. He's really strong, man. And like the Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know if they beat him, if you want to call that beat him or converted him. Like I thought he was gonna be bad for at least a good chunk of the phase or something, man, because that's what I'm used to, him being a villain, a pretty bad A villain. You know what I'm saying? And being very overwhelming in strength and everything, but I didn't get that here. And I think Marvel failed again. First it was Gore the God Butcher, and now it's Adam Warlock. It's like they get a good villain that could do probably 3 or 4 movies on their own, being the overarching villain of that movie, like Gore the God Butcher. They could have made 1 or 2 more movies with Gore, and they could have had that saga going where they were trying to defeat Gore, and finally Thor goes to different timelines to get old King Thor, and the younger Thor, because that's what it took. Even in the comic books, they got Gore was just running through them like wet toilet paper. But they tossed a good villain away. They tossed him. Well, and now with Adam Warlock, I thought he was at least going to be that type of villain for a couple movies. But
Adam's always played like both sides, hero and villain. But when he's a villain, it's usually when he becomes Magus, like his other personality too. But yeah, I mean, if they keep playing with Adam Warlock, they could always have him like go from like good to evil and like evil to good. So it's possible. I still like Thomas said, we like Adam Warlock for sure.
I mean, yeah, he was okay.
They'll have to like dive in a little bit more with him in future movies, just so he can let him like spread his legs and get loose a little bit.
Oh, for sure. They're not done with Adam Warlock after all the hype.
Yeah, dude, Will Poulter was actually a really good choice for him.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
D, what you got?
Yeah, I would say I'm right around where Thomas is at. I'm 8.5 on a good day and 8 on a bad.
I'm the only one with solid 9.
Yeah, I was so close to getting that solid 9. I think my biggest like holdback was Peter Quill's rants about Gamora throughout the movie kind of got
Oh my
so
Lord.
far
Yeah,
out
they
of
did come.
hand. It's just like
Yeah, they
bro,
did come a little
stop.
bit like whiny, but I think like once he got to like work with her, be around her a little bit more, that kind of lessened. He got to see like, okay, this isn't the person I fell in love with. That I need to move on. Need to let that go.
He
Let's get
needs
it
to
over.
pursue Nebula.
And
and all
pursue
of that.
Nebula,
Anyways,
dude.
no,
Dude. Pursue Nebula, dude. Leave Gamora
Not
alone,
happening.
dude.
No,
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
But-
Like stop. He's over there just like
Nebula.
I fell in love with you. We were a perfect couple together. Bro, shut up. You're taking away from the plot. Like
Right.
that whole elevator scene with
Up there
Nebula
just
just staring at
whining,
him.
bro.
Like, bro, if you don't stop, this is the third time this movie we heard you go through this. And
Yeah.
like this dude's like
Jesus.
he's in a space suit and he's on like the intercom and everybody can hear him.
Right.
Drax tore into him. I was like, thank you, Drax. Thank you. He was like,
Heck
dude,
yeah.
that
Oh, dude, hold on.
Drax was like, this is so
Drax
pathetic.
was my dude in this movie. That was my favorite dude in this movie.
Drax
Because he
let him
would
have
come
it.
and say some savage lines and not care about anybody's feelings.
I mean, Drax never cares about anyone's feelings. I mean, he called Mantis in the last one an ugly pet. Never cared.
He
It's
walked
true.
up to that a whole cage full of prison children and said,
And
"What's up,
knows their
morons?"
language. I don't
He's
know.
like, "You stupid idiot."
Stupid idiot.
Man, if this is Dave Bautista's last go around as Drax, I do think that this is a good way to send him off because like I said, I thought they were gonna kill him, but like him just helping Nebula taking care of these kids and like she says, you weren't born to be a destroyer. You were born to be dad.
Daddy.
Oh man.
Drax
that
the
was
daddy.
Yondu, Drax, just all like the daddy issues for sure. All the
Man,
daddy role models.
you know Peter got parental issues for sure because it's just
hell
like
yes.
ego is your biological father and then you estranged with your grandpa. It's like
Yo,
And
sister, Mantis.
Rocket with High Evolutionary, Gamora, Nebula with Thanos. And all these people have trauma for sure.
all of them. Like, dang, man, the only good parent relationship was probably Groot, and then his dad died so he could be born. It's just like that's the most decent relationship out of all of them. That's insane
for sure.
I think Tommy might have lost connectivity. But yeah, I'm pretty much proud of James. This is one of his best works. Peacemaker was up there for me as well. But as far as like all 5 phases of the MCU, Guardians Volume 3 will probably crack my top 25. Actually, it's if there's even that many movies, I would say Volume 3 could crack my top.
There's
20.
more than 20. All of the first 3 phases are 23 movies. There's at least 30 by now.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's the bottom half, but it's really up. It's better than the other 2.
Top 10 for me, at least.
Yeah,
maybe top 5.
And as far as Phase 5 goes, I would even say it's better than Quantumania a little bit.
It's definitely better than Quantumania.
Yeah.
I love Quantumania still, but this is definitely better for sure.
Dude, and then we got Secret Invasion and Marvel's next. So
and
Phase 5 is
whatever
gonna
else
have some
comes out,
heat.
because Secret Invasion is the only thing we have until November, which is when the Marvels comes out. So we don't know what else is going to come out. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to check with our fact checker, but I heard Loki season 2 might be coming winter this year.
Only things I
could be
know
wrong.
for sure, no specific dates, but Loki season 2 and What If season 2 are the only things else that should be coming out this year. Something else might, but I'm not sure.
Right.
Yeah, we'll pretty much once we're done with Guardians of the Galaxy, the series, I think they'll probably do like a couple spin-off Disney Plus series for like maybe Star-Lord and
Rocket,
the Remnants. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I honestly think. I mean, we might even get something about the Ravagers with Gamora on
Right.
the roster too.
I
So
would like something with the Ravagers, like if they bring back Sylvester Stallone and Michael Rosenbaum and even Ving Rhames, who they teased at the second one. Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool that James even thought to bring them in. So everything came around full circle for this movie.
Definitely.
And he definitely put a lot of care into that. If he puts that amount of care into some other DC movies, then DC should be in good hands.
He better not fuck up Superman Legacy. He better not fuck up Superman.
Man, he messes up Superman, we're all going to be outside of his office.
It cannot be any worse than the Quest for Peace.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got to, when it comes to Superman, he's got to do something that's out of his comfort zone.
For sure.
Because I don't want a Superman movie that's going to be like Peacemaker, you know, where
right.
No,
I don't want adult kind of themes to it. Like I want it to be, you know, the Boy Scout that Superman is. I want it to be like the Superman that is the symbol of hope, not the Man of Steel Superman that kind of, you know, there's
true
that
justice in the American way. I mean, I think that's what he should be giving us, because I do remember reading somewhere he knew the tone of Guardians was going to be like more comedic and adventurous, but I think he knows. Hopefully, he knows what to do for Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've said all our piece about Guardians 3, haven't we, D?
Yep. So we're pretty much done with the review. So on average, we probably give this movie like a B from all four of us.
An A minus.
Yeah, A minus at the highest.
A minus.
Yeah.
An A minus.
I'm like,
I'm the only one. But how about we cover a little bit of comic book love, since this is a free comic book day.
We do have a question from Taylor Stiff asking us what are our thoughts on the Miss Marvel's trailer. And I loved it.
Well, Thomas, you had to actually, because you've seen it, you saw it in theaters, right?
I don't like the Marvel's characters. I don't like Captain Marvel. I don't like Photon, and I'm not particularly fond of Miss Marvel. I'm like Miss Marvel is like the only cool one out of them to me, because she's at least an Inhuman. But now they've made her a mutant, so now I'm over here like I'm all over the place.
We'll see what happens. We'll see where they take us with that, because apparently,
I'm with John.
Back in the heyday before, when they were writing Kamala Khan, they were originally going to make her a mutant, but then they decided to go the Inhuman way.
Absolutely.
But I actually like the trailer. I think it's going to be a good, fun adventure, and I love that. I love it's going to be focusing on Kamala and Monica and Carol, who might have a little bit more wriggle room to have a little bit more fun and comedy. But she was all very like serious and stern in the first one, so give her a little bit room to like grow and just like be more human, because they didn't really, even though she is human, they didn't really make her like empathetic or like really human in a sense.
Yeah, I think this movie is going to be the movie that like redeems them. Like everybody's like having the lowest possible expectations going into it, but at the same time, like I love the first Captain Marvel movie.
I did like Captain Marvel. Not my favorite, but I did like, especially with them telling us that not all Skrulls are evil, not all Skrulls are bad.
Absolutely, because Captain Marvel, my definition of a bad movie is probably a lot different from everyone else's, since I'm in the film world. But I think of a bad movie, I think of something so stupid that derails the entire plot for a good 30 minutes, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? Like
a Fantastic Four by Josh Trank from 2015.
Scenes in the movie that have absolutely no business being in the movie. Like, you could cut that and save us time on a movie like this. Stops the whole movie. Like Velma, the TV series. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry, but
we do not speak of her name. Jesus.
When I see needless scenes, Velma. Yeah.
Will, do not say it.
Oh, I said it, didn't I?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
He said it's so solid too. He said, "Oh, Velma."
See who we do not speak, and the creator who we definitely do not speak anymore.
Yeah, scenes from that TV show that derailed the whole plot, and it's just like you're lost for like 20 minutes, and it's just like, bro, you ruined the episode with this little dialogue.
An episode, they ruined the series. I swear, if they renew that shit, like everyone's gonna just boycott Max whenever
they got at least a season 2 coming, at least.
I hope not. Let's move on from that tragedy, because today is Free Comic Book Day, and that was. We can all like talk about like what we like, what we're reading right now. Thomas, what do you like? What are you reading right now? Because you read a lot of different stuff, especially like IPs.
Yeah, I know Thomas is getting ready to bounce, so we'll probably get him done first, and
I'll tell y'all, and then I'll probably bounce after that. But
all right,
reading wise, right now I'm trying to catch up with all the X-Men stuff because Sins of Sinister just ended, and now. X-Men: The Fall of X is about to begin, so I'm kind of excited for that. That's supposed to kind of wrap up the whole Krakoa thing, and I'm hoping that it is, because I think that's the last bit of X-Men, because now I'm also looking forward to what's coming next for DC with they're bringing horror back to DC, and they're going to do it in this big event that's called Night Terrors, and it's going to be a bunch of one-shots from all the different characters. So we're going to get a Night Terrors Wonder Woman, Night Terrors Batman. I think there's even going to be a Doom Patrol one. I think there's going to be a couple other like that. And then, of course, I read independents here and there. I just finished reading Where Stars Could Go to Die, which is a nice cosmic horror kind of book that takes place at the bottom of the sea. And then, like Cameron said, I just finished reading Starhenge, which is it's a Merlin story. It's a Camelot story, but at the same time, it's a story about a girl in the modern age that is like a Wiccan, or she's a witch that's trying to figure out all the stuff that's happened before in Camelot, and the true story of Merlin, and the true story of King Arthur, and all this stuff. And then there's this future bit that we see Merlin still existing way far into the future, and the Queen still existing far into the future. So it's a really cool just blend of past, present, and future, along with it being Liam Sharp art. And Liam Sharp is known for doing outlandish, kind of beautiful painted stuff, and I think that's really cool to be out there. But with it being Free Comic Book Day, I did pick up a couple out there. I picked up the West of Sundown Free Comic Book Day special. That's a Vault comic. The company is Vault, and it's a pretty cool story. I think that the regular story just finished up with 10 issues. It's a vampire story set in the American West.
All right. Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool. And I think that what it is, I may be mixing it up with an American vampire, but I believe that they can come out during the daytime. I think that it's less it being about night, but I could be wrong. I haven't read the series yet, but I've been looking forward to it. And with it just finishing with the 10 issues, I should be getting around to reading it here soon. And then, other than that, we got a lot going on with Marvel. I think Marvel is about to do another Star Wars event that's going to be a little bit of crossover stuff that I'm kind of looking forward to. And then X-Men, of course, we're getting all this cool stuff that's about to happen. Like, we're about to get Uncanny Avengers again. We're going to get I think it was is it the Uncanny Spider-Man? Is that the one
with Nightcrawler becomes Spider-Man? That I'm really excited for.
That's something to be excited for. And then there's just so much going on that's just out there,
Right.
Like, of course, I'm still trying to go back and read some older stuff so that I can kind of get this history stuff done with the comic book, man. But
yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I think I paused there.
Oh no, you're good.
My back.
Are you good?
No, you're so good.
Okay. But yeah, no, like I think that's about everything that I've been reading so far. And then of course, waiting for these Comic Cons to start coming around again. I'm waiting for the Memphis Con here in September, and of course the Cape Con in early October. So there's quite a bit to look forward to when it comes to that. And I got a couple recommendations for people out there. Like, if you want to read something that's really fun right now, I think Doom Patrol is pretty cool right now.
Yes, Doom Patrol just started their own like issue. Like there's 2 so far, but part of the Dawn of DC, and Doom Patrol is definitely on a high from the series and now with the comics for sure.
Oh yeah, and then of course anything that Jeff Johns is writing right now. So like after or Flashpoint, was it
Flashpoint Beyond?
Flashpoint Beyond, and then we finally get the Stargirl series that's out, and then the Justice Society of America series that's out. And I think that he's writing. And then big news for DC as well. I think that Jeff had posted it in the SNN Facebook that Jim Lee is now president of DC.
Yes, I'm content creator for sure.
I'm excited to see what he's got coming up because I think that he's one of the best minds that we've got for DC, and he's definitely one of the top tier artists.
Absolutely, because he's done over like the last 10-20 years. He's done a lot of like artwork for Batman, especially, hasn't he?
Absolutely. I also heard there was one more. What was Frank Miller coming back to Batman? Was that announced recently?
I'm not sure.
I could be wrong.
I'm not sure because I think that Frank Miller. I know right now that his company right now, the Frank Miller Presents, they're out there looking for talent right now for their company, and right now he's got some cool things that are going on. Like you have Frank Miller's Pandora out right now, which is being written by him, but the art is by Emma Kubert, who comes from that big Kubert family that starts with all the way back at Joe, and then you have Andy and Adam, who have worked at Marvel for extended periods of time. You had Joe Kubert doing all the war stuff back in the day, and now you have the next generation, which is Emma Kubert, and she's kind of worked on more mythological stuff and more maybe kind of sordid sorcery kind of stuff, because she also has a book that's coming out or has already come out for Image Comics that's along the same kind of barbarian type of style.
Nice.
But anything by Frank Miller Presents is definitely worth checking out at least, because you have one in book 2 out, and then you also have Ancient Enemies being written by Dan DiDio, and that's been having its own spin-offs and it's along with the regular series, so it's pretty cool.
Right.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, if you you're more than it's like 7:50 now, but you need
so I'm gonna head off, guys, but
no, you're good.
The podcast, man, and happy birthday to SNN, and it was really good.
Yes,
definitely. And real quick, shout out to Thomas and Andy's shop comic book strip in Southeast Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. If you're ever in the area, go to the shop, ask for recommendations from them, as well as shout out to Cape Comic Con, which they should be there, and so along with us and Comically Inclined for sure this coming fall. So look out for us for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Peace, guys.
Peace out, brother.
For coming out, bro.
And happy birthday, SNN.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Good job.
No problem. Now we're about to roll in.
Right.
Mr. Bader. What's going on?
How we doing, brother?
So we talking about
what's going on, guys? Happy birthday to the Saturday Night Nerds.
Yes, sir. We were just going over for Free Comic Book Day, like what we are all reading and liking right now.
Yeah,
I would suggest a very good suggestion, like a tier S suggestion, is read DC comics, the Deceased series,
which just
from beginning to end. Yeah, the second half already ended, and which
series?
Done. The whole series done. They wrapped it up like a couple weeks.
Oh
ago.
yeah, dude.
But
oh my
dude,
God,
like
Deceased was
nuts. The first half of it was, I think, even more. Well, I don't know which one was more crazy.
That ended.
It ended. Both halves were good, but the first half was so much going down, man, and it was happening so fast.
I have almost every
such a good series.
I do have every one. It was
how it ended was
Beautiful.
very like, bro, it was beautiful. Yeah, how it ended.
Well,
And it now that right there, I can say like it's the first comic I ever teared up on.
Mhm.
Like how it ended. Like, dude,
Wow.
when I read that, bro, oh my god, bro, I could not hold it back. I had to let the tears flow. I was like, God,
Wow.
dang, man, that was
If you can make Will break a tear from a comic, wow, that's
Man.
Dude,
Hey,
it was
that's crazy.
good. It was good.
I might have to check it out. Well, I
And
got
that
late.
cover, that cover
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
I got late into like actual like buying and reading actual comics. I've been at
Oh,
just been at it for like maybe the last 2 years now, at
Same,
least.
same.
And I've got now probably more than I think than I probably should right now. But I'm learning that I like DC more than Marvel. Granted, I love both, but I definitely have more DC comics than I do Marvel for sure.
I
But,
lean more toward the indies, man. They
Like
get a little
comics,
bit
yeah.
more freedom with
Mhm.
what they produce and what they put out there.
like,
Right.
but I don't get that though.
The only
DC, sorry.
Well, Marvel gears everything toward the PG-13 department,
Mhm.
yeah.
Not to mention,
Like-
they also
especially
have,
with
like,
their
Star
partnership
Wars,
with Disney.
too.
DC has like so many bangers when it
Mhm.
comes to
DC
comic, and
made
they were so good when it comes to writing and the animated comics. But like when it comes to live action, they have
Yeah.
so much
They're-
problems.
Their shows are
Bringing it.
amazing. Their movies are somewhat getting better. I will always be an optimist, especially for DC. But
Yeah.
for probably one of my favorite from this last year from DC, Dark Knights of Steel. It's DC's interpretation, like Batman, Superman, all those characters into medieval times, and it's
Mhm.
really good. The artwork's so beautiful. The storytelling it's definitely surprising and interwoven for sure, as well. And also like the world's finest that they're doing right now with Batman and Superman. They've had some really good stories, their original stories, and
Yeah, that's a reprint of some of the original stuff, ain't it?
no, I think it's just like actual like new stories that they're making.
Okay.
And I know that they're going to do a spinoff. They're making a World's Finest for the Teen Titans too. And they also just started an issue for the Green Arrow, which was originally going to be 6 issues, but now they expanded it to 12. And hopefully it can be ongoing because it's already really good. And another one that's been a hit, it's been Poison Ivy. That was only supposed to be like 12 issues, but it's ongoing now.
Yeah, I pretty much like I got all my inspiration from like DC writers and so
Tom King.
Yeah, especially him, Jeff, not this Jeff Johns.
Jeff
Johns,
Jeff Johns, of course. You can never go wrong with Jeff Johns.
Can't go wrong with me either.
But then, of course not.
Absolutely.
Never. For Marvel, I was literally just before the tonight. I was catching up on Spider-Man, Amazing, and just regular Spider-Man. And I'm also reading Scarlet Witch, her own like solo series, and it's amazing. The new Guardians of the Galaxy that just started, and it's more kind of seems like a little bit of like a Western, and it's really cool. And yeah, just all different stuff for sure.
Yeah, y'all want to guess what I just finished reading up on?
Hustler.
Daredevil Born Again. And Hustler. Like, dude, Frank went crazy with Born Again. I was preparing myself for like the live action TV series because I had no idea what's going on. And so I just went to YouTube, look up some recommendations, like where should I start with Daredevil? And like a lot of people were just like, get into the Frank Miller stories that he's written for Daredevil.
Yeah.
And
Thomas will be proud.
Anything he's written, really.
Thomas will be proud of you for that.
Dude,
Thomas is a Daredevil fan and a Frank Miller fan, like all the way through. So,
dude, but Born Again, if they adapt that specific story, well, I mean they're naming the show after the story, but if they adapt it to the T, I'm gonna love live action Daredevil
We'll
for
just
the
have to
rest
see
of
what
my life.
happens because we don't even know when the series will be out. I mean, not specifically.
It's crazy, man, because it's just like talking to
being
Danny
shot
in the
right
past.
now, so
yeah,
Right, it's filming right now.
Like I was talking to Danny, and back in the day, like Daredevil inspired the Ninja Turtles to become who they are.
Right.
I don't know if you guys were here for that conversation, but he also mentioned that when Daredevil got blinded, he had like a container of turtles. And when that got destroyed, that's where the ooze came from. The same ooze that blinded Matt Murdock made
created
the turtles.
Ninja Turtles,
as well as like the Daredevil having the hand, and the turtles having the foot.
Yep.
It was like, dude, the similarities are amazing.
It was done that way purposefully. I mean, and it's been great for both parties. I like to say. Especially with everything that Ninja Turtles has become in comic books.
Oh, absolutely. Their own series, their crossovers with the Turtles, with the Power Rangers. And, of course, The Last Ronin.
Yep.
The Lost Ronin.
Then we got The Lost Years right now, which is a fantastic read. It keeps running into delays. So they're not producing them like they were. Like, you're not getting monthly. I think you're getting them like every other month right now. But that's... It's typical IDW bullshit with printing and paper and ink, and there's manufacturing issues with all that stuff.
Is it supposed to be like a 6-issue series, or is it? Or
I think it's going to go longer. I think it's going to be 8 to 12. I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they just recently released either 3 or 4. I can't remember, but
3.
I
think it was 3.
I'm still behind.
I've got a couple of reorders myself too. The only IPs I'm reading right now are from Dynamite Action, Darkwing Duck, and Gargoyles.
Absolutely,
Darkwing Duck has been good. Gargoyles is good. It's just the reprints of the old stuff, but they're phenomenal. You can't get tired of that shit.
Oh, never. I mean, I just watched. I need to finish. I was watching Gargoyles like a couple of months ago, and I just remembered how much I love this series. It's such a good dark series. It was ahead of its time, and they need to. Besides the comic, they need to do something with it. Like bring it back to animation. Like do something. I want to say live action, but do it right. Do it right.
Live action is a little risky, but
that's why I'm saying do it right.
With the correct director, it could be a milestone. Like, what I would say, Guillermo del Toro could
pull it off if anybody could pull it off.
Yeah,
I mean, look what he did with Pinocchio
and Blade.
Yeah, his Pinocchio was actually good.
Yeah, him and Wesley were like the dream team.
But currently, I am reading Tinian's new one, World Tree, which is about how do I explain it? They call it the undernet, which is think dark web, but underneath the dark web.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically they start mapping out the underweb, and then it gets hacked. Like somebody breaks into it, and shit just starts going downhill from there. They've only released 1 issue so far, and it was phenomenal. It's a good read. Of course, anything Tinian puts his name on is going to be a good read.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm currently, that's my go-to, even though there's only been 1 issue. It was a great intro to what's going on. But then Free Comic Book Day, I picked up every single issue of every single thing they had, even the kitty stuff, because you never know which one of those free comic books on Free Comic Book Day is going to hit and be like that, $800, $900 comic book that you have just sitting around, bagged and boarded, and all of a sudden you see it on sale on eBay for $900, and you're like, wait, what the fuck happened?
I need to make a money buck off of this. I picked up probably just about most of the Marvel and DC stuff. I know I got Deontay, I think you got this one too, the Spider-Man 2 Prelude comic that they did. I read that. That was like really nice, really cool.
I still work for the government.
The spiders go up against the Hood of all people.
Don't be like me over here.
They stood no chance.
and they're setting up JJJ to have a little bit like more a role in the second game and maybe clash a little with Mary Jane. So yeah, did you already read it? Did you already read it, Deontay?
I fell off of Spider-Man hard. Like I picked up the 2099 series, like the most
if you're
recent.
Gonna pick up anything, pick up the 2099. It's a good read. I'm not collecting any of that currently because it just became too much.
Yeah, I have a completed set for 2099, but as far as Spider-Man goes, I'm just like, man, if I start, I'm screwed. There will be no more room left in
right.
I'm over them.
I mean,
I'm over a lot of the
Oh my
Marvel
god,
stuff.
I'm way behind on Spider-Man.
I mean, like I said before this, I was catching up on Amazing Spider-Man, just the new Spider-Man, and I've already got like everything from 1 to 24 now for Amazing from this new run.
Oh, shoot, Deontay.
And that includes the Dark Web, like 2.
Yeah, I was collecting Iron Man, the 2022 series, and the whole series is about like this big. It's just like God.
Yeah,
and I'm still missing issues.
Iron Man. I haven't done anything with Iron Man, even though and they just started a new run for Iron Man 2, like what, a month or two ago.
Yeah,
they're about 4 issues in with this new Iron Man series,
right?
And I haven't even opened them yet.
Yeah, I'm still reading Spawn as well, of course.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And
King
if anyone
Spawn,
caught
the whole 9, Gunslinger.
And if anyone caught the Spawn Batman crossover this last year,
yeah,
worth it.
I got all of them. Like,
yeah, Jeff got all the variants.
Every single cover.
I think I only got the regular cover with like the orange title.
That's all I wanted because I can't be balling like Jeff on the basketball
right.
court.
He's got way more money than
I mean, I had to you get what makes you happy and what you're going to enjoy.
Right, and I mainly stick with regular covers. I don't usually get variants too often. I've only gotten a few from the Spider-Man #1 issue from this last year. There was a cover of like basically every spider from every Spider-Verse. So I got that.
Yeah, I seen that one. I didn't grab it though because, like I said, like I read the DC Black Label. I don't mess with too much of the mainstream DC, just simply because the Black Label is like the old school Vertigo,
right?
Because they can in those you do they get away with so much more. They're not geared toward the kids anymore. That DC Black Label is geared toward the adults. That's how we ended up with Deceased. That's done by Black Label.
Deceased, the White Knight, and even
the Last House on the Lake.
The Rogues.
I don't know if y'all have read that. I think it's the last. Is it the Last House on the Lake or something like that?
Thomas has definitely read that for sure.
And that one is
talk to me about it,
dude. That one is so fucking good.
And
then if you want to jump over to Boom Studios, Boom is probably competing with DC and Marvel right now, as well as Image. Image has another series right now called Hetz, and it's phenomenal. It's a good read. It's like Cyber Witches.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I definitely got.
And then Boom has Something Is Killing the Children right now, which is about to get an Amazon premiere. And then they also have House of Slaughter, which is it's Something Is Killing the Children, but focus on the bigger pictures of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, the comics definitely did grow. I started with like a couple of Marvel. Did I start with Marvel first? Yeah, it was Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and then I can't remember who the fourth guy was, but those were my 4 from the very beginning.
It's funny how I kind of ended up like in comic books. My grandpa and me, we were working on this old house and we found a shoebox full of comic books. Yeah, I mean, it was, just standard shoebox. There wasn't a whole lot of comics in there. And I remember like thumbing through them and I'm like, oh shit, this is like a whole nother world for me.
Yes, it is.
And then I didn't really have the money to really buy. So I would like save up for like a special comic book whenever I would get a chance to go to the comic book shop, which is also the sports card shop. And at least he didn't put a whole lot of focus on the comic books. So I would go through and I would leaf through the comic books in the dollar bin and look for something that was like kind of cool. And then the death of Superman happened, and that really
An
kind of
iconic
put
one.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I got the re-release, the 30-year anniversary. I picked up all those covers, and those are
Nice.
freaking phenomenal. I need to get them sent off to CGC to get slabbed and graded, but I'll get
And
around to that
Superman's-
eventually.
Superman's got a lot going on now too. They just did a #1 for like a Dawn of DC, Superman, son of
Kal-El.
Jor-El, as well
Yeah.
as a new one, Superman Lost. That's supposed to be really good. I know I've got reorders for that because the cover for the first one looks beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't. It's hard for me to jump into those because there's so many stories going on at the same time for the same shit.
Right?
Mhm.
I just can't do them.
It's hard, but
I mean, at least with Spawn, I know what I'm getting myself into, and Todd McFarlane does such a good job of interweaving
Mhm.
every character that he creates to a series that even if you miss like oh, who the hell is this character, give it 2 issues, he'll circle back, or
stand
he'll
up.
reappear on something else, or
Stand.
Yeah.
so I mean
And
that's why
Scorch is
Spawn will
looking really
forever.
good.
Scorch is a phenomenal
Yeah.
story.
Man,
It really is, and it really ties them all together, from King Spawn to Gunslinger. It in the regular Spawn series even is everything's being tied together so beautifully. It's like,
Nice.
dude's a freaking genius.
I'm overdue for a Spawn tattoo. That's what I'm overdue for. So
I mean, I just got the new like Jimbei one. That's all I got. So, but I know I need to get more. But
yeah, I was supposed to get my Joy Boy tattoo this month, or not. I was supposed to have it last month, but I had to reschedule. But I'm definitely getting that Joy Boy tattoo.
I don't know what I'm gonna get next. But I know I think I want to get like a green tiger paw from like for Beast Boy from Titans, because he actually has one like on his suit, and like I want to get that.
Can we just talk about how underrated Beast Boy is in the comic book and in
Yes.
TV?
and the TV show.
Yeah,
And
he's severely like he's underwhelming
Mhm.
on the TV series. Now, granted, the newest season of Titans, they're improving upon it, but
Mhm.
he's still severely.
They're definitely focusing
underrated.
on Beast Boy. They gave him his own episode, like going through like the multiverse, and yeah, and I love Ryan Potter. He's a great actor, and he loves.
He is.
all
He
this.
does such a good job with that character.
Yeah.
He was definitely. It was a good casting. Like the entire casting of Titans is good, and even
Absolutely.
shit.
Come on, who are you thinking of?
The other TV series,
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. Holy shit!
hmm And
Like that one's perfect too. Like
I
that
know.
casting.
It's so good. And Titans series finale is next Thursday, and
Mhm.
Doom Patrol is supposed to end later this year. We just don't know when. Man,
Yeah.
oh, God.
Absolutely.
And Flash will end this May, and they just had their little crossover
Mid-season
episode.
finale.
No, their little crossover episode with Stephen Amell, and that was just beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's about time for Oliver Queen to make his appearance one last time.
And well, maybe not. I mean, Stephen Amell has said like he'd be open to playing Oliver Green Arrow again, even for like
Yeah.
James Gunn.
You know
talking
what
about
we need?
big screen? Yeah.
We need
Maybe.
an Injustice movie.
I would be good. That would be really good. I mean, they did make an Injustice animated movie, but that wasn't as good as the games.
No, you take the story from the game, which is from the comic book,
Right.
and that's what you give us.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't have to be the same actors. Can be like
I
totally
mean, shit,
different.
they could literally do probably 3 movies out of those 2 games,
Oh, absolutely.
and we would get Swamp Thing, appearances
Or-
by Constantine,
Or
everybody.
probably 3 games. I mean, depending on if they make the 3rd.
Yeah, that's still. I wish.
I know. After Mortal Kombat 12, and
Yeah.
How we. What do you guys think of Carl Urban as Johnny Cage?
Man.
Honestly, if it was going to be the Miz from WWE,
Mhm.
I have no complaints with it being Carl Urban.
Right, because immediately I thought of the Miz, but I'm
Well,
not sure.
Miz has been teasing it for so long.
He's wanted to play him for forever.
like
but
he was literally like
Mm.
cosplaying Johnny Cage to dropping hints and everything else on his Insta. Like, come on, guys.
Thank you for stopping by, Taylor.
But Carl,
have a great day.
Love you.
A great night.
No, but not saying that he wouldn't do a good job, but Carl wasn't the first person that came to mind. I didn't even think Carl Urban to play Johnny Cage, but he could do a good job, I would think.
Yeah, he is kind of old for Johnny Cage.
I think he's in his. Carl Urban's probably in his 50s.
Let's see.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's in his 50s.
And Carl's stature is a little bit too much for Johnny Cage too. Like
he can cut down.
Mm-hmm.
I like my Johnny
a little bit leaner.
Maybe he's 50. He's exactly 50.
Jesus.
He's got a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
He was on Ghost Ship. I forgot about 50. That.
Yeah, he was on Ghost Ship. Yeah, Carl Urban's done a lot. I mean, the Chronicles of Riddick.
He was in Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok. He was
Lord of the Rings.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite one he's done.
Oh, he nailed that, man.
He was in.
Did y'all see Ghost Ship in 2002?
I did.
Dude, Ghost Ship was phenomenal. I watched it the other day, and it's still good.
That's a childhood classic for me.
He was in the Born Supremacy with Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude, Carl's got a nice rap sheet.
Mm-hmm. He definitely does.
Wait, when did you say you seen that in 2002?
Mm-hmm.
You were a kid?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, he's older than me, so it's possible. Yeah. But so
I'm in my 30s too.
I'm getting
was he in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I kind of boycotted that series, but
I didn't. I watched it start to finish at the movie theater like a boss.
Oh my gosh, more of a Star Wars fan and Star Trek more than Lord of the Rings, but that's just me.
So I'm watching through Star Wars right now. I finished the Clone Wars. Shed a single tear.
Man, what did you think of the finale? Like,
dude, it was amazing. The way it introduced the Bad Batch.
I love the Bad Batch.
The way it ended with Ahsoka, and dude, it was phenomenal.
Those last 4 episodes, that could have been a movie.
Dude,
yeah, Blake is watching Bad Batch right now.
Well, I'm watching Bad Batch because that's the next in the lineup according to Disney Plus.
Timeline continuity wise.
Yeah. And then next will be Solo, a Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm. Next one would probably be Star Wars Rebels. That's an amazing series too.
Yeah, I might have to crack a couple episodes tonight after the show.
Dude, yeah. The Bad Batch is phenomenal because if you're familiar with when they execute Order 66, the Bad Batch don't have that chip.
Mm-hmm.
They're immune to Order 66.
Mm-hmm. At least like the chips are like malfunctioned, but yeah, no, they weren't affected by it at all. So yeah, and during like the Star Wars like weekend like celebration, they renewed it for a 3rd and final season.
Yes, it's going to get one more. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's been like hard going. Like,
for sure.
Because there's a couple of seasons in the Clone Wars that were just like, the fuck, man. This is like. And then when you get to seasons 5, 6, and 7, and like 4 was me. I could have done without 4. But 5, 6, and 7 were like, oh my god, this is where. If you didn't watch 5, 6, and 7, you would be so lost going forward with the rest of the movies because with all the references back to what happened in seasons 5, 6, and 7.
I think my favorite seasons of Clone Wars are 4 and 7, 3 and 5. Well, 3 and 4 are kind of like a tough tie because it's where we meet.
They are very
very close.
Yeah,
they really are. Man, and I've been playing. I've been playing the new Star Wars Jedi Survivor game, and that's amazing. That's just like the first game, Fallen Order, was incredible, but this one is already 10 times better. Like the graphics are better, the fighting style, just everything about it. I mean, it visually looks better somehow. I don't get it, but and there's so much more to do in Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, and Will's been playing it for the past couple of streams on Twitch, so it's.
Will,
All right, let's. My bad. Let's roll it back on track. I got us off topic. My bad.
It's all yeah. We'll probably go for about 10 to 15 more minutes so Will can cover Jedi Survivor, and then we'll get into announcements and let everybody go.
We'll let Will knock it out, man.
Yeah,
what you think about Jedi Survivor?
Yeah, I want him to tell us, but he's got his speaker off.
Yeah, he got his microphone muted.
Hang on.
Okay, all right.
There we go.
There you go. I was about to tell you.
Like shoot, dude, I'm enjoying it like a lot, dude. It's fun. I didn't really like. It's been a while since I played a Star Wars game. Like I think the last Star Wars game was Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Is the last. Well, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I played that and Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Right.
And Force Unleashed 2. But and in Force Unleashed, man, I like the scenes in that, the cut scenes, like when you do your special and everything. It just makes you feel really, really powerful.
Definitely.
But you know, they tried to do that in this one. Not to the same extreme or extent. It didn't really make me feel powerful. I just felt like, yeah, this is good. This is good. It feels nice.
In Jedi Survivor, they feel more cinematic, more like
emotional,
for sure. And that's what I really love about it, for sure. Now, the only Star Wars games I've played are The Force Unleashed, which is so incredible. Star Wars Battlefront 2, but only for like story. I'm not gonna do any of that microtransaction bullshit. No,
hell no.
And Fallen Order, which I actually played like a month ago in preparation for Jedi Survivor, and everything about the first game, they just amped it up to like an 11, a 12, a 13, however high they can go. But the fighting style is still the same, a little bit more improved, even, and it visually looks better. I don't understand how, but it just does. And there's so much more to do. There's side missions, there's rumors, there's so much to explore, and I love it.
Have you fought the Rancor yet, Will?
God, not get me started on that. Dude, it took me at least a good maybe 45 to an hour to kill that.
I fought the Rancor, right?
How long did it take you, Will?
I'm still fighting him.
You stopped fighting him?
I'm still fighting him.
Still fighting him.
So I'm doing a bit of training. I'm gonna come back to him.
That's understandable. God, he was so fucking hard.
Bro.
I got him. But though,
running everybody fade.
He really is. But there's another creature on that same planet, spawn of. Remember the giant toad?
Toad dude, yeah, bro.
The green one on the planet, and
that dude's one hit KO, bro.
I know. I mean, the first one in the first game was hard, but I feel like for some reason this one's harder. Every time I try to fight him, he just kills me. I don't know.
Somebody called it a glitch. They said he was not supposed to hit that hard.
He was broken his crap.
Bro, oh my god! But no, I'm having fun with it. I'm having fun with the lore and all that.
And I'll probably try to get some in tonight. How far are you in the game? Actually, I mean, you said you're still fighting the ring.
I'm on the same planet. I got to the forearm guy. What's his name?
Oh, Grease.
Yeah. I got to Grease, and he showed me a different pathway. So I got to that, and then I got to the ancient robot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm right there at that part where she's showing me the memories and stuff.
I just got to the next planet, which is actually Jeddah. We go to Jeddah. If fans recognize, that is where Rogue One, that's a planet where Rogue One takes place on. So I haven't gotten too far into Jeddah. That's where we're looking for someone. I won't spoil it for you, Will. But
yeah.
I
think I already know.
No, all right.
I was kind of spoiled.
It happens. We try not to, but still.
YouTube did it.
Yeah. Definitely YouTube did it. But
everybody watches YouTube to get ahead in the game.
Yes,
Somebody's already
Look,
dealt
I
with
was
it
just
and wrote a
scrolling
blog
through my
about it.
videos.
that
I
happens.
was
That does
I
happen.
was just scrolling through my videos, getting ready to, watch my usual and everything.
The video of
And
like
then,
Al and
yeah.
Ben. Oh wait, what's happening here? And then you just click.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also do like watch if I'm stuck somewhere or like I can't figure out what to do or where to go or like how to find someone. I will look
Tutorials.
or no shame that.
Yeah.
But there is like this one on your way to Jeddah. There's like this. I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of similar to like an Echo, but
yeah,
it's like a battle, where you have to like fight like 7 enemies, like different kinds, using single lightsaber stance. It's killing me, man. I tried like the other night. It took me. I was at it for over an hour, and I just like I have to turn it off, or else I'm gonna be up all night.
Has anybody else in here played Redfall besides Will?
No,
bro. IGN is crapping on it.
I don't care. Look, I know that some of the reviews is like, oh no, it's trash, this and that. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I don't really care about how the graphics look or anything. I'm having fun, free roaming. I'm meeting up with other people that's vampire hunters. They got their little characters. You know what I'm saying? We running through here exterminating vampires.
Then absolutely. I mean, I had a good time with Gotham Knights. It's not the best, but I still enjoy it.
Exactly. Like,
right.
I have fun. I'm having fun.
That's
yeah, that overly critical shit is for the birds.
Yeah, bro.
But Jedi definitely like already exceeding Fallen Order, and I hope that I would like to see Cameron Monaghan bring that to the big screen, like something like see him like live action.
Cal Kestis, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
it'll happen.
Hey, be way
they'll run out of
better.
stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, let's bring this guy to the big screen."
Be way better than Ray.
Yeah, he will.
All right, gents, I need to bow out and go let my dog in.
Okay, bro.
So appreciate you having me
coming
on,
out, man.
Y'all enjoy the rest of the show.
Yes, sir.
We're about finished, aren't we?
Yeah, we're about to hop into announcements.
Yes, sir.
Free Comic Book Day also goes tomorrow.
Okay.
Ooh. Is comic strips open tomorrow?
I don't know. Mine is, and they do it the 6th and the 7th. But there were some great books to go pick up. Go pick them up.
Go get
I'll text Andy and find out.
If not, they'll be open Monday, and he might have a few left if you ask him to save some for you. He will do that.
Yeah. Go get Deceased, man. I really want it.
I'm missing issue number 2. I got everything else for Deceased except number 2.
Okay. I like I said, I never picked up Deceased. I'm missing like 2 and 3 of Dark Knights of Steel. That I feel like
Knights Metal is a really good series too.
Yeah, Dark Knights Metal.
Right. No, Dark Knights of Steel. I think you would like that, Deontay, because the illustration, the story, and they bring in a lot of different characters. They have John Constantine, they have Black Lightning, they have Thunder Lightning, Martian Manhunter. They do a lot.
Man, I always wanted to write for Static Shock or Black Lightning. If I wrote for DC, I would write stories for them.
They're doing Static Shock right now too. Still, they're doing season 2 for Static Shock, and James has even said that James Gunn has said that Static has a future in DC. So,
y'all wish me luck. I might be the writer responsible for it. So it's
absolutely. Hey, you write Static Shock, I'll write Blackest Night, Brightest Day. I'm still wanting to do that myself.
Yeah, cause I'm not too crazy about Static Shock, but I love his rogues gallery for some reason. The Bang Babies, man.
Hot Streak, Ebon, yeah, those are the main ones. But yeah, no, I love Static Shock growing up as a kid.
Yeah,
the love has not faded away for sure.
What was his sidekick's name?
Richie,
man. Oh man, the coolest white boy in the game.
That's what you should get for a tattoo, like his Static Shock symbol, like if not on your chest, somewhere.
Yeah, especially if I get hired to write for him, I'm definitely getting it sealed on me. Yeah, I was like, what? Deontay wrote the Static Shock movie? Yes, I did. Got it tatted on my wrist now.
I mean, hey, just try to have Michael B. Jordan. I know he's one to like direct it.
Yeah, I've always either wanted to write for DC or write for Star Wars, and then I'd be happy. I
I
wouldn't.
definitely want to write for DC for sure.
Yeah, but that's all I got. Let's see. As far as announcement goes, anything for the Twitch side, Will?
Um. Oh. I think Taylor is supposed to be streaming later on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. If you guys are still up, after this, go check Taylor out. She's streaming. I think Destiny 2. And also we should be set on a sponsor by next week, hopefully.
Man.
Also, check out SNN Tay Dog 95, right?
Well, is it 95?
95 channel. Check out our official Saturday Night Nerds channel, where we hold our podcast. We do the Queens of Nerdom podcast there,
as well as future spinoffs that'll be coming and later. No specific dates right now, but as we get them in the working process, we'll let you all know for sure. And shout out to definitely like I said before, Comic Strip. Like if you're in the area of Cape Girardeau or Southeast Missouri, hit them up. And also next month will be the Superman's like 45th like celebration day, and I might be going to Metropolis, Illinois for that. Maybe as a fan and definitely representing SNN for sure.
Yeah, if ain't nothing going on, me and Will might pop up there too. You know, Metropolis is litty.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys are probably closer to Metropolis than I am. I mean, for me, it's a little bit over an hour.
Oh, dang, yeah. It'll be worth the drive though. All it takes is a good playlist, and it's a road trip.
Yeah,
like I said, Will, buy the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 album, and there you go.
Soundtrack.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, like I think that's check us out. Pretty much all during the week, we're going to be having something over on Twitch. So mainly I stream every day except for
Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Wednesdays and Fridays. Right?
Fridays.
Yeah. Every other day, if it's not Taylor, or if Taylor and Jen, or if it's not the podcast, we'll have the late night podcast. Also once or twice a month. But hey, look! Oh my God, y'all thought last week was popping with Deontay and who else, Cameron and everything, and y'all thought the comments was on fire and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wait till we really kick off. We got some stuff for y'all. We got some surprises that you can only get on Saturday Night Nerds Late Night Podcast.
And also don't forget to catch our boy Deontay over on Comically Inclined, which, as much as he is a part of SNN, he is definitely officially a part of Comically Inclined with Danny and Blake. And like I said, just have us over, man. Like
he's representing us right now.
He's definitely representing us, but also like have me as a guest, or just bring me on permanently, because I definitely want to hang out with Blake and Danny more.
Yeah, we'll definitely work on that for sure. So yeah, Wednesdays at 7 or 7:30 ish, but hard set in stone. Just keep 7 locked in your mind. 7 p.m. Central.
Clear your schedule for Wednesday night. Comically Inclined.
You can follow them on TikTok under the same name, IG, YouTube, and Facebook, and you'll be able to catch the stream from there. So shout out to Ben, Danny, Blake, and the rest of the family over there. So thank all you guys for giving us an extra platform to shine on, and
appreciate it.
And thank you for all the conventions that you've gotten us into. So yeah, I definitely appreciate them. Also, we'll keep feeding you breadcrumbs about our celebrity guest that's coming. Yeah. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
And we still don't have a specific date, correct?
Yeah, we're May 9th. So we got about 3 more days until this celebrity comes back to America. So that is a hint. So currently overseas, and he'll be back in America on the 9th, and then he'll hit us up to see which Saturday is perfect for him.
The minute we know more, you will know more. And
Mm-hmm.
you're like us, you will definitely be excited to hear from this person.
Yeah, once I have that receipt in my hand says yes, we paid for the whole package, it's game on. So
Right on.
You guys heard it here first. Saturday Night Nerds has a famous person on the show,
A legend.
a legend,
Definitely.
and he is offering a very, very handsome prize to whoever can figure out who he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd definitely be worth something.
Mhm.
Hey, it could be sentimental, you know, you could keep it for sentimental values, just to look back on and remember it.
Or you can tell it,
man.
Or you can sell it for a grip.
Right.
Sell it for a grip, man. That prize is going to be worth some dough.
Oh, for sure. So if Rain's
I'm kind of jealous I don't get to participate in.
Well, because we do that. That's not fair to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of salty about it too, but I'm gonna get over it.
Hey, just us meeting him, that's our prize.
And we get to turn up with him too. Another
yeah.
All right. Let's not give away too much.
We gave plenty. Yeah, we gave away plenty tonight.
And who knows? As a matter of fact, be on the lookout for those clues on all of our streams. You never know when it's gonna pop up. It could be in one of our backgrounds. It could be a layout. It could be something in the corners. I don't know. I don't know. It could be something we're wearing.
It could be right.
Or to say a specific phrase.
As blind as I
listen to.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I am blind.
So, yeah. So be listening for specific keywords. You know what I'm saying? There could be a topic we talk about, and the clue could be in there.
Absolutely.
You never know.
But that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much like our next couple conventions. So you'll probably catch me, Will, and Cameron at the Superman if we can catch that break, and then there should be like one more next month. But other than that, August and October we got Fan Expo Chicago and then Cape Comic Con. So
Fan Expo. The others will just go as represent still, but Fan Expo and Cape Con definitely represent, probably alongside with Comically Inclined, correct?
Yep, we got panels. We got panels and a table, so you can come to the table and check out the merch and
talk gab with us, like argue with us, or like whatever you want to do. Just don't slap us.
Don't slap. Well, unless it's on the booty, then me and Will we kind of okay with that.
No. Yeah.
Non-consensual booty grab.
Then no one else slap Deontay because he's waiting for David Yost.
True. That's true. David Yost is my suspect. That's my suspect call for the night.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I also want to give one more shout out to That Fill-In Podcast Network. Thanks again, you guys, for offering a platform for us. And they are the reason Saturday Night Nerds even has a podcast in the first place, because Mac and Mac pitched the idea and we said, screw it, let's go with it. And we've been at it. The podcast has been alive for a little under 3 years, but the Facebook group has been around for 3 years, and then we've just been growing and growing and growing about a month. Every new episode, brand new results, and just having a good time while doing it. So but you could find Saturday Night Nerds merch on their website, and you can find our bonus content on their Patreon, which is in a link tree on all of our social media. And due to the fact that our name is all over the place with all these different usernames on social media, you'll have to go to our Facebook group and hit that link tree, and then you'll be able to have access to our Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and then you can show us love by hitting that like, follow, and subscribe, and share what you see.
Also,
share what you like.
If you want to leave a donation, you can do that. Just go to the Twitch channel, Saturday Night Nerds Twitch channel. Go to the About tab, and then there should be, if you scroll down a little bit, there should be a tipping button. You could tip $1, $10, $15, $20, or there's a button for others. You could tip however much you want to tip. We'll be grateful and truly grateful and for anything that you give us, or that you bless us with. You know what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, it does take money to keep this kind of stuff going, to bring you the best peak content at the very best level and with great quality. You know what I'm saying? It great sound quality, great picture quality. It takes money. So if you guys want to support us that way, please feel free. And again, thank you very much for all your contributions.
Absolutely. It takes money to make money.
It does.
So without further ado, I thank everybody for coming out and celebrating Saturday Night Nerds' 3rd birthday with us.
Yes, sir.
We love you guys, and we want y'all to be nerdy, or stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
And stay blessed.
Yes.